end lefties with a woke influencer who is seeking to scare the American people silly with what a second Trump term will look like. Here she details the sort of terrible policies Trump will implement if he's back in the White House.
First, he promises that he will carry out the largest domestic deportation operation in history. He will also ask for the death sentence for anyone convicted of human trafficking. He will close the Department of Education and return all education standards to the states to decide.
That's pretty
He will
bad.
bring prayer back into school, and he will criminalize any race-based advantage programs.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
So good so far. Is she trying to scare the public or make a pro-Trump campaign ad? It's
I feel
hard to
like
tell.
this.
Hard to
He will
tell.
ban
It's
any
pretty
federal
damn,
dollars
pretty
from
damn
going
good.
towards gender-affirming care, which means anyone with government-provided health care will no longer be able to access gender-affirming care except for Viagra and Cialis. Those will still be available. He will propose a constitutional amendment that gives a term limit to Congress. He will deploy the Department of Justice to investigate the Biden crime family and any of his adversaries or political rivals. He will immediately pardon all of the
Pause that shit there. So here we're getting a little bit disingenuous. When we're talking about that, we're talking about people who have literally lied and fabricated stories to try and put this man in jail. That's what he's gonna do. Okay, she's on it. She's doing great.
Sixthers, and he will create a task force to investigate anyone who arrested, charged, or imprisoned a January 6er. He will increase the penalties for underage criminal offenders, strengthen immunity for police officers, and deploy the National Guard to patrol woke cities. On day one, he will reassess our participation in NATO and says that every European country needs to pay the United States for protection.
Okay, now I'm thinking she's actually doing this on purpose. Just about everything she listed there, even with the added hyperbole, is hugely popular with much of the American people. And by the way, despite the misreporting you may have read, Trump forcing NATO partners to actually pay up strengthens NATO. That's a good thing. But let's go back to our woke TikToker.
He will kill all e-vehicles and e-vehicle legislation, seeking to replace that with the development of a flying car. He believes that we could create a car that vertically takes off.
Now that just sounds awesome. You've convinced me, ladies. Surely there's no...
I know. It's so hilarious. So listen to this. We're not even done yet.
Is that
It's so
all stuff
great.
true so
So
far?
yeah. So this is the thing, though.
I
Is
know what I'm voting for.
this is demonstrative.
Right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
So this person is
That's a
called I think,
no-brainer.
Under the Desk News on TikTok. And she is obviously quite woke because she is saying this in like a panic, sort of like, "Watch out! Here he comes, big orange man." No, all that shit is largely popular with a vast majority of Americans. And the note about EVs, electric vehicle popularity is on a rapid decline. Tesla is reporting year after year decreasing in sales. As much as the government would love to give you a $7,000 tax credit just for buying an EV, Americans still don't want it. They love their gas cars. Why? Because I'm not going to, get a Tesla if I'm planning on a road trip.
Yeah.
Because then I'm going to have to stop. The range is okay. It's like maybe 300 to 400 miles, depending. I'm going to have to stop and wait 30 minutes for some of the best ones. And then on I go again. 30 minutes to stop, whereas I can stop for less than 5 minutes, grab a fucking snack, and off I go.
Well, also, you got to think that not all those charging stations are everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Let's also acknowledge the fact that, you stop at one
And
of the...
not all charging stations work for every vehicle.
Yeah.
Well, they're fixing that. There's actually
yeah.
there's a universal standard now for electric vehicle chargers because that was a problem. But now you start off, you can go to one of the bajillion, gas stations we already have, or you can go to like maybe the couple that we have across the United States. Tesla kind of plans your route to make sure you hit those, but you're going to go way farther than you need to if you just had a gas-powered car. I drove on the I-5 going from Washington to California just on the I-5, and I got to stop at gas whenever I needed it, and it was great.
Literally any
So
stop.
it's interesting. I'm sure for other places, I'm sure for like Europe could probably really love EVs if they really wanted them, somewhere where you can spend 30, 45 minutes driving to another fucking country, but not in the United States where it can take you a fucking day to drive across Texas. Yeah, come on.
Some days just getting to work for me, if the traffic's bad, can take me 30 to 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
And I tell you
there's
what,
places overseas that literally that's going across an entire fucking country.
I tell you,
I'm like-
I tell you this, all these things that, and this is what she's doing is she's panicking because she knows her viewers. It's on TikTok. You know the average audience on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
She is not aware of just how great this sounds to what is coming to be a large majority of citizens of the United States. She's not aware of that. So that's why everyone's like, wow, she just made a fucking great Trump campaign ad, because everyone is like, yeah, we need those things. Increasing penalties for underage offenders. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah. We
What-
need to get down
Teach
on
them a fucking
crime.
lesson.
What blows my mind, in the past, you have seen the Democratic and the Republican parties disagree on a lot of things, but there's a couple of things they've agreed upon because they're like, that's wrong, that's stupid, it's harsh punishment. This is the only time I've seen two parties not agree on some of the more common things in the past that they've agreed upon.
Democrats are like unironically like just sowing anarchy to gain some sort of control. It is literally bonkers.
The other thing though that I think was quite interesting with the deportation stuff, and I'm like, I love when everybody sits there and talks about, oh, if you're gonna deport everyone, it's gonna be so many people, and I'm like, hey, if they're doing the right thing and trying to actually get citizenship,
also,
and everything,
that's
there's no reason for them to get deported.
Yeah.
Deporting illegals.
The
are
thing
people who
about-
are
the thing about-
not actually supposed to
Yeah.
be.
well,
here.
he might
That's-
reinstate the whole stay in Mexico thing agreement that both the United
Oh,
States
yeah.
and Mexico had, where people who were applying for citizenship still had to stay in Mexico because they weren't a citizen.
Yeah.
Like,
But they
Just
have the
because you
visa,
say
they have
I
like a
don't-
visa.
yeah,
I-
you
yeah.
get a visa, do it the right way. That's all Trump wants. Do it the fucking right
Yeah.
way. Don't just walk across the
I'm
border,
so like
which is our biggest problem right now.
people like I even tell my own family that I'm totally against like the whole open borders and shit. I even told my mom. I'm pretty sure I told you all this.
Yeah.
How like I'm pretty sure she already fucking disowns me. Like telling her my thoughts on this. Just fucking deport them. Just honestly.
And which it's
I'm not-
crazy because she's an outlier because a lot of Mexican immigrants
and I try to tell her because she
want border control.
yeah, because she crossed over when she was a lot younger, but she did it properly. She had papers. She had a visa. She had to wait, I don't know how many fucking years. And she busted her ass.
And that's wild. Why would she be defending people who could just do it illegally when she had to do it the right way?
And that's what I'm trying to tell her. Is like these are people. It's not just
Yeah.
people
It's
who
crazy.
it's not just people
We can
who
bring up
want to come over just, to be free. Really, what they're doing is they're bringing in more crime. They're bringing in more fucking child trafficking. They're bringing in more fucking drugs.
Not to mention the southern
murders.
border is literally just a massive national security risk.
And for anybody
Yeah,
who
it's
doesn't
not-
understand that when we say they're bringing in crime or
Not
anything
right.
like that, it's true.
It's true. Look at the
opposite.
crime
When they-
statistics
when
over
they-
the last 8 years and see when it started spiking in the southernmost cities.
Yeah.
Simple math.
Especially since my parents live
We
right
can
at the
go
fucking
back to one of
border.
our old episodes where we talked about the one guy who had multiple DUIs,
multiple
offenses and everything.
DUIs, actually hit and
he-
killed a family.
Wasn't it 3 times that they deported him and he just came right
Yeah,
back?
he just came right back.
He just came right back.
And
it's like,
with the whole
what the
soft
fuck?
on crime shit, they basically held him in jail, took a picture of him, and sent him on his way after literally fucking killing a mother and her teenage son.
Literally. And it's just not just that. It's like a group of kids that are being
It's
like
really
sold
great. It's
for,
wild.
for,
Yeah.
for sex trafficking.
Do you love the death penalty for human traffickers? Love that.
I love it. I
Woohoo.
fucking love it. I'm up for
And
it.
it's crazy because all those things were supposed to be negative things. And it really just sort of pinpoints and shows you what liberals want. Oh no, we can't have we
But
can't
they're
have the death
human.
penalty for like people literally trafficking humans to sex, rings and all this other terrible shit. No. That's
Oh,
too
no.
harsh.
Supporting
Their fe-
Epstein Island.
Their feelings might get
no.
hurt. They
They're
might
just-
get their feelings hurt.
they're just
not, she's not
misunderstood.
done either.
Oh, she's not done.
Something else
Oh my God.
wonderful that you could tell me about a second Trump term.
He will remove all of the limits on American natural gas exports
Wonderful.
and drill baby drill for oil domestically. He
Oh.
will
She put quotation around that. Drill, baby, drill. Yeah, hey, newsflash under the desk news. I can't but help notice you're above the desk because this is serious mode. Yeah, during Trump's presidency, we were energy independent. We were a net exporter of energy. And Biden comes along, destroys that, and now we have to buy oil from other countries. Ergo, now we're paying $4 and change for gas.
Yeah, I wonder why I have
Because-
to pay
It's not just that. It goes-
$80
it goes
for
even
my
higher in
small
other
citizens.
Yeah, it goes higher depending on where you are.
Yeah.
And that's just, the consequence of caring for the nation, caring for other nations. No, that's kind of
A
stupid.
tariff of up to 60% on Chinese imports.
Wonderful.
He will extend the 2017 tax cuts and drop the corporate tax rate from 21% to 15%.
Great.
Well, lady, don't threaten me with a good time. As a US citizen, if half that stuff happens, I think I'm going to be moving back.
And he will take billions and billions of dollars from private university endowments by taxing, fining, and suing the universities.
Wonderful.
He specifically names Harvard in this one. And then he
Good.
will use that money to create the American Academy. It is a free online college that will be free of wokeness that he will force employers to recognize as a bachelor's degree equivalent.
I'm sorry. Don't you guys want free college?
Yeah.
Don't you guys want free school? Oh
Yeah.
no.
Why is she saying that like that's a
Sorry,
bad thing?
but
Like,
it's not a vector where we can jam woke ideology down people's faces and make them Democratic voters forever.
Yeah.
That's the reason
Oh,
why.
I'm sorry. We can't make you pay $150 for a book.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're one of the only states that are most of our educated are in debt because of the education.
Well, not a state, country.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
But
country.
like, it's crazy because it's crazy how much money we have people like indebted for like degrees and everything. And then you look at like our education level compared to all the other countries, and you're like,
Yeah.
something seems to not work here.
Well, I mean, so I never went to college, so I can't really
I went
say.
to trade school.
So, same. I went to trade school because I knew what was going to happen. Plus, I love trade school. I just love
It
working
works.
like that. Yeah.
You make more money, you pay
And
less to get a certification.
My mom
Yeah,
went to
yeah.
college to be a nurse, right? She went to college to be a nurse because she's like, I want it. I want to do it. See what it's like. She goes, she does it, and she's like, no joke. When I go in there, the professor throws up a fucking PowerPoint, says you're gonna have a test on this at the end of the week, and then he leaves. And she's like, I'm paying. I think she said it was like 20 grand a semester or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're crazy.
She's like,
yeah.
I'm paying
They're
20 grand a
stupid
semester
expensive.
for my professor, who I'm supposed to be learning from, an expert personally, to just put up a PowerPoint and leave. No.
No, it's the biggest joke. And why? Because that is the product that you get when you have things like DEI, affirmative action. That's what you get. You reap what you sow. And it's not the American people, it is the colleges who get fuck tons of money for being, generally, absolute shitholes where intellects go to die and where you just get indoctrinated into woke ideology to become another parrot and say stupid things. I tell you what, folks, it is just... we're looking right now, it very much looks like Trump is going to win, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They've already foibled and fumbled the fucking thing in New York. Trump had his he put his social media company went public, and then magically, because that's how it works, now is $2 billion richer, and so he was able to afford his bond, which he was facing in New York before they seized a bunch of assets. They put his bond at like something like $415 million, which not even Elon Musk can pay up. No one has that just sort of liquidity just sitting around. And so, yeah, good. Another victory. He's like a cat with like 25,000 lives.
Yeah.
They try to get him
Yeah.
over and over and over again, and they fail.
Here's the thing, because he's a smart businessman.
That, and
He
he's
is
also...
a literal businessman.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some very, very big character flaws,
Oh yeah.
Some things that he said that are kind of bad,
Yeah.
grab him by the pussy, that's in sort of bad taste, regardless of whether or not it was in a locker room or not, decades ago. He had false rape accusations. Oh, we say false. I'm alleging them to be false just based off of the testimony. And then she got awarded millions and millions of dollars. I forgot her name. She was rewarded millions and millions of dollars, and she was on a show, and people were like, oh, what are you going to, what charity are you going to donate all the money to? And she's like, oh, we're going to go shopping. Yeah, there you go. And the host was like, laughing at it like it was a joke. It's like, so what charity? It's like, oh, no, you want to come too? We'll go shopping. We'll get all new things. Uh-oh, kind of bad. Uh-oh, panic mode. Yeah, the host's face was amazing. Here we are now. Why is it that a single man who was the American sort of icon celebrity, pinnacle of media, had TV shows, everyone knew him for decades, became a giant real estate mogul, and then because he won in 2016, became public enemy number one for the liberals and the Democrats. Why is that? Oh, because he's not playing their game. He is probably the most threatening president.
Yeah.
The most threatening Republican president there's ever been to the Democratic way of operating.
No,
and they don't like it.
That's actually came from foreign leaders too. Like he actually made threats to.
Oh yeah,
I believe it was Saudi Arabia.
Yes, Saudi Arabia.
And-
don't forget, folks. Trump was the only president where no new war broke out.
Yeah,
Crazy.
It's like, well, yeah,
It's almost
the United
like
States wasn't involved. No.
It's almost
Globally, there was global peace.
It's almost like everybody knew that Donald Trump is willing to actually do something about it.
Well,
if something was
the
to
thing
happen.
is like Trump is a wild card.
Oh yeah,
Very unpredictable.
And
right?
in war, that's
and
just too scary
that
to deal
is
with.
what was made a lot of nations play nice. That is what a lot of them were like. Okay, that's why Putin fell in line. He's the first president to walk his ass into North Korea. Hey, you're this big old scary dictator, and you have this whole big old scary border fence, and all this other crazy shit. And the president of the United States just walks his happy on acid and shakes your hand.
Mm-hmm.
What does that say?
That says you're
I'm
got
not
a big
fucking
fucking
scared
dick.
of you.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking scared of you.
That's
if
Donald
you-
And then
Trump
for a
walking up and being
while-
like, I have a bigger dick than you.
For a while, Korea played a lot nicer.
Yeah.
Korea wasn't doing all this crazy shit. China was behaving better. China was actually behaving themselves more than they are now. Now we look at our current president. He's like a fucking Muppet.
Yeah.
And he is, you just can't really see the hand up his ass.
It's invisible.
Yeah, it's magic. We have war breaking out
He probably
between
likes
Russia and Ukraine, like legit, like the first year of his presidency, Ukraine and Russia go to war.
Yep.
Right? The first year.
Yeah, it was.
It's crazy
believe it's
how
first
long
year,
it's
yeah.
been also.
Yeah.
Russia and Ukraine go to war the first fucking year. Now we have shit popping off in Israel. China's getting all squirrely and shit with Taiwan and acting all crazy and shit. Russia is now pushed into China's arms to become really good allies. Iran is getting closer and closer to nuclear capable weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Weird. All because one guy changed. No, honestly, one of the greatest things that Trump could ever do is putting in congressional term limits.
Mm-hmm.
Get these fucking dinosaurs out of office. Put a limit on them. Get them the fuck out. Because what do we have here? It's not a president problem. A president can do a lot of good. A president can also fuck a lot of shit up. But there are hundreds of people in Congress who do nothing. Imagine like on your resume and you're a Congress critter and you put in was Congress critter for 35 years and that's it.
Yeah.
You can't note any
then-
achievements because
and
you
the
do
funny
fuck
part is-
all. You in fact probably make the country worse. And here we are now.
A good portion of them probably put that on a resume, and they're like, "Oh, whoever their job that they're fucking looking up, looks up the name and like, did you do anything?
No,
No.
But then again,
35 years of doing jack
I'm making
shit.
a silly. They would never have to have a fucking resume because they'd collect a pension for the rest of their fucking lives until they die. So they would never have to go look for another job.
What blows my mind about that shit? I'm sure I've told you this, but I'll reiterate the damn thing. There was a video I seen. Fuck you. But there was a video I saw.
I do it as well sometimes.
There's a video I saw, and when I saw it, I was like, all right, I'm not an idiot. And okay, I may seem like an idiot, but I'm actually not an idiot. I'm actually very good at this shit. And I went and did some research on it, and it turned out to be true. This guy says, out of all of these athletes, who do you think's the worst one? And he goes and lists all their crimes. And he's like, now, which one do you think's the worst? And people were raising their hand, because he numbered them. He didn't give them a name.
Right.
He numbered them. He's like, number 9 was the worst. Number 10 was the worst. 24 was the worst. And he's like, all right. All those things I described to you was the crimes of one congressman. And the whole fucking stadium was just like, A what?
Wow.
Yeah,
Crazy.
he got pulled over for drunken driving multiple times, and it's in record too. It's not like they like sponged it out of records or
Right.
anything. They're there. I saw them because I don't
It's
know
just
if
they
y'all,
get away with it.
I don't know if y'all know this, but if y'all can put a forum in to see the local states an individual.
Freedom of information.
Yeah, you can go in there and say, hey, I want to see this individual's crime. Like, what crimes did he do? That's in public. You know, some of them aren't because they deal
Public
with
records,
personal. Yeah. And you can do that with him, and I did, and I got all of it. And it was like 80 DUIs. Fucking, I say 80, but it was around like 9, 10 DUIs.
Dude. I mean, one is too many.
Yeah.
Kind of,
He got charged for assault at a bar.
Oh, really love it.
He got charged for running several red lights, like hundreds of them. No, not even joking. My email was like 70 pages long.
Okay, so aside from
You know,
Congress squares, movies.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, I was just gonna point out
The
that
tangent.
that they really do believe that a lot of congressmen believe that since they have a power being in the office or whatever, that they can get away with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
One
Nancy
of my favorite
Pelosi.
things to watch
The
is
Pelosi family and insider trading.
Yeah.
They get away with it every single time.
Well,
We point it all out. It's public knowledge.
I'm a doggy.
And they're still in office. It's mind-blowing.
Yeah, I honestly don't understand that. But one of the reasons that I love watching cop videos is I love watching them, like congressmen or mayors and all these random people
Yeah.
that get pulled over by cops. So they were speeding or running light, and they're like, "Do you know who I am?" And I'm like,
Ooh.
"This is already great.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like, it's already great. Start a good fucking start here."
Jeez.
There was one I watched where it was, I don't know what state it is because they didn't say, but this girl pulls someone over.
The female police officer that pulls off the old white guy, right?
Yeah, and he's a captain. Yeah. She pulls him over and she's like, can I get your license, registration? Completely professional. She fucking goes through, does everything she needs to, and as she's done getting all the information, about to go to her truck, look him up, see what's like any other outstanding warrants or anything like that. He's like, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? And she's like, yeah. She's like, and that threw him off because I don't think he expected her to know. Because he was like, yeah, you're the captain of so-and-so PD. And he's like, why the fuck did you pull me over then? and she's like, you committed a crime. You ran that red light.
Listen, do the crime, cut the time.
Yeah,
It is
and he was adamant about like not getting it.
bonkers. It is hilarious. And then I love that. I eat it up. It's delicious. I eat it for lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
Here's another thing on the topic of law enforcement and whatever and make-believe land. We were like watching SVU.
Oh yeah.
Very good, but I can't help but really get annoyed in any of the courts when somebody says objection
Oh.
followed by nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't just say objection. Like there are legit things that you
Yeah.
can call objection to. Objection, speculation, objection, badgering, objection.
So-
there's specific things. You can't just say objection
So I could tell you why that happens.
because then
too.
you would hear
nothing.
the jury would go, "Oh, that's important."
Yeah. I can tell you exactly why it happens. You may not realize it, but the human attention span is actually pretty short. And no matter how intelligent you are, how smart you are,
Sorry, wait, what are you talking about?
when the jury, when they're sitting there and you hear objection, it takes around 5-6 minutes to forget what happened 8, 9, 10 minutes ago in something that you deem is not important. Small details, small things that may seem important, stuff like that. So when they yell objection, and then they try to go on this stupid tangent that means nothing, they're trying to get the jury to forget something that they didn't want them to know.
No, it's my point was that in the make-believe land of SVU,
Like
the
shows.
attorneys
Oh, I
will
know, but it
say
happens in real life.
will say
I'm telling you.
objection and say there's objections that are real, like speculation, badgering, and shit like that, or leading a witness and stuff like that. But they just say objection. Like you have to follow it up so that
Yep.
the judge knows what is being said. And that doesn't make any sense if they do the proper way in real life. Because if you're saying something, if you're questioning Marcus, because he's been a bad boy, or we think, right? And you're questioning Marcus, and I say objection, speculation.
Yep.
That is indicating to the judge, saying that, okay, hey, he's just sort of like saying that, could it be possible, that Marcus was only there to grab milk? Or could it be possible that the person who attacked you was only acting in self-defense? Oh, the speculation.
Yeah.
You're speculating at the cause of something that happened. And
Or
the
you
judge
have
will go,
evidence to
the
prove
judge the judge will go sustained.
Yeah.
And would have that stricken from the record and would tell the jury to disregard that.
Yeah.
Right? That is how that's supposed to work. But in SVU and a lot of other shows, they just go, objection. Like, what are we objecting to? Like, what are you doing? Like, you have to say something. Objection, speculation, objection, badgering.
Well,
like, there's nothing that
to
follows.
be
And no, it's a very, very important difference.
I'm aware. But to be fair, if you're going to go on like that, then we got to go on to other things. How people use weapons in movies, how people use a bow in a movie.
And we do. And we
Mm.
point it out when it's shit.
Mm.
Because that's what you do. You go like, that's shit. That's not how that works. Oh, another
Angie
thing.
absolutely hates that for me because like I literally will in the middle of even if it's a brand new movie that we're in a movie theater, I'm like, well, that's not right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
can
will just say it.
you can be the Navy and post a picture with a backward optic.
I was
Oh my
about to say.
God.
I was about to say. That
So,
shit was
here's
ridiculous.
this too.
Did you see the response from the
Um,
Marines?
I can't even bear it.
No, the Marines did it correctly.
No, I'm
Like,
sure the Marines were like,
Oh yeah.
another thing too is oh my god. Oh my god.
What was it?
You can keep the jam drug. Oh shit. You didn't bump the mic.
Yeah, no, that's good.
The SVU things. There was actually a very, very good episode. It wasn't so much focused. There was drama, but it was actually very good drama, and that was my favorite episode. The premise is that it was really focusing on the characters, Olivia, Carisi, Rollins, and Tutuola in the back room because they were about to testify to a case. A woman basically, after a dinner party, grabbed a gun and shot her husband.
Damn.
Okay, that is all the information. Woman grabbed the gun, bang, 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 and then left and walked to a pub and just sat down at the table covered in blood with a gun. Okay, that's all that was said. Some of the officers, like Carisi, knew the guy.
Mm.
This also brings into question a bunch of morality things too and ethics, okay? Carisi knew the guy to be what he would say to be an asshole, a bad guy, an abuser, all this other stuff that he didn't, he hasn't seen, right? And even the woman would say that she didn't feel physically threatened. She was never hit by him, nothing. There was just a loaded gun on a coffee table or something like that. And Rollins was level-headed about it, and she's like, well, and Creasy was going on like, do you ever realize how much power we have? How much we can just send somebody to jail? Meanwhile, he's about to lie, perjurize himself, or ride the line between lying.
Yeah.
Just so that way she can get off. Because he, in a subjective sense, doesn't like the guy. Olivia was analyzing, it's like, well, you know why she had to do what she had to do. Because she felt in danger. She was under immense emotional abuse and all this other stuff. But that somehow justifies killing somebody in the name of the law? No, it's self-defense, right? If you are in immediate physical danger, you have the right to self-defense. Like if Cornette were to be like, fuck you, right? You're a piece of shit. You can't just get up and shoot him, right? Because it's not a physical danger. It was a very, very great episode. Because it showed you, it was very funny, ironic that Carisi would mention power and then he would try and abuse this power to get what he wanted instead of following the straight and narrow of the law, right? Objectively, according to law, she is guilty of murder. Okay? It's very, very interesting. Very great episode.
Do you ever watch like the true crime things or like the unfinished cases?
Oh, the unsolved.
Yeah,
I
I've
forgot
heard
what
a
the show was
couple.
called.
So Angie's currently in like a huge true crime thing right now, which most wives go through that phase and everything. She loves Criminal Minds, SVU, and all that stuff. But right now she's into true crime and watching like the cases that are like crazy cases that should have been easily solved but didn't. And I love bringing up the fact of like how you were talking. They were talking about Trump giving police police
Greater-
officers, like greater immunity
protection.
and everything like that.
Yeah.
One of the ones that Angie was just listening to makes me realize that not only I understand police officers and detectives and stuff should have some sort of immunity, but I also feel like there should be some reformity where they should actually know how to do their job and be proper people.
Yeah.
Because the one that she was just listening to recently, a woman got kidnapped, got raped. The guy sent text to her and to like law enforcement saying, "Hey, I did this." They believed it was fake because it was like the same. Her testimony was like the same from like a movie. They literally like compared what happened to her to a movie, and then he was like, "Okay, well," he like moved to a different town, and he's like, "Oh, you guys aren't believing her? I'll do it again."
The only difference was that the rape happened on a spaceship.
Sent an actual email to them saying, "Oh, I'll do it again if you guys don't believe me." He does it again to another person. They then at a different town, that detective has to come back and like get in contact with the old like police unit and the FBI. It was just a whole clusterfuck of thing. I'm like, these people at the police office, like that had gotten the original case, just gave no fucks about it. The guy had her phone number, said he was going to text message her. They took her phone to be able to supposedly get the message, right? They put her phone into evidence and put on airplane mode. They were, it's in record that they put it on airplane mode. I'm like, what?
So you had the suspect.
That's one of my things is like, I understand.
You had the
officers,
suspect straight up being like, I did that.
Like,
I did that for real. No cap.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, you didn't. Because it sounds like a movie. And then he goes, I'll do it again. And he does. And they're like, right, you're not going to fool it again. Get the phone. Says, I got her number. I'm going to text her.
Well,
please
so the
grab
phone
the
part
phone.
was before he did it again.
Yeah. And then they go, I'm going to go ahead and, no, good idea. We got to intercept this message. Put on airplane mode so it saves battery. Oh, good idea, Chief. That's a great idea. Yeah, let's go ahead and put this on airplane mode.
One of the other funny
We are
parts,
no messages.
So for a while there, since she got blamed for, abusing the police officers and everything like that, because she was using resources for like fake everything. The captain had like the chief had the captain or whoever do like an interview in front of like the police station.
A lot of people should be fired.
And they berated her for lying when she had just been kidnapped and assaulted. And I'm like, what? This doesn't even make sense. But this is like on my point of the whole police.
This is like the opposite of SVU, where the police are on the perp side. Like they're on his side. It's like, no, that was a movie.
It's fucking.
You didn't do that.
It's crazy that shit like that happens.
Bring us her head and then we'll believe you. It's like, is that what you fucking require? What's your duty of evidence? Like, what's your level of evidence that you are hopeless?
Well, one of the other things was that she didn't have any like DNA tests. Like,
right, rape kit came back inconclusive,
but she had like the micro lesions and actual like physical damage of being assaulted.
And they're like, you got frisky with a cucumber because you're lying. It's like, can you fucking fathom that shit? Imagine how traumatizing that is to be like, have probably like the most horrific thing done to you. And then you go to get help from the people that are supposed to be like, just like mildly competent. And they're like, fibber.
Yeah.
Can you fucking imagine? I would sue them into the ground. They would have to.
Well, that's the thing.
They would have to start another
sue her
fucking
for like and like being like lying and everything.
Right.
And so obviously she turned it straight around and like sued them straight back. And it was
beautiful.
It's fucking crazy.
What was the conclusion of that? She's probably a millionaire living in Boca Raton.
I don't.
She has to be.
She got her money back, but
she owns the hotels, all of them.
Yeah, she owns the police officers now. Like just that little thing.
They guard her mansions.
They wash her car. They probably deliver her groceries.
Like on the back on the topic of police having like immunity and everything like that. It's like I feel like
for sure, dude.
Sure, them having immunity is okay.
We need to
but
vet.
It probably needs a little more reform and like standards.
There's a prime example. There was a woman who was outside of a police headquarters, right? Police office, police station, And she was just filming the front of the building.
Mm-hmm.
Within the rights.
Yep.
She's on a public sidewalk. And these 2 police officers come out. One of them is like I don't know if he's a chief or he's a captain or something. And he is, he goes outside and is questioning her, is like, what are you doing out here? Like, I'm just outside on public filming. He's like, okay, but what are you doing or why?
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm just filming. He's like, okay. Stop that. She's like, I don't have to. I can do that. And so then they arrest her.
Yeah.
They arrest her and they take her into the thing and they bring her inside. They bring her inside. They start questioning her more. She's like, they're trying to actually mess with her camera. They're trying to, this is all on body cam too. They're trying to mess with her camera. They're trying to delete the footage, all this other shit. And the captain or whoever's in charge comes up and gives her an ultimatum. It's like, okay, either A, you can tell us what you're doing here, or we can arrest you and all this stuff. So basically threatening her.
Yeah.
And yet, when it comes down to the trial, the prosecution, who is then, litigating against the against the police officers, these police officers don't know the law.
Yeah.
Like, they think that an arrestable offense is
You took a left step instead of a right.
just by virtue of a police officer telling somebody to do something, they can just arrest them.
Yeah.
There's
such a
context,
funny
though.
fucking
There's
thing to say.
context is important. In this instance, her not listening is not grounds to be arrested at all. She is exercising her right. She's in a public space. She wasn't bothering anybody. She wasn't causing any sort of problems. These people just were not, I guess, happy that somebody knew their rights and didn't want to stop doing what they were doing. And
Folks,
It's ridiculous.
on record was like saying like, I don't know the answer to that question. When it was like, so what gives you the right to arrest somebody?
Yeah.
They didn't know.
let's get this clear though. You can do that with police station, any government official place,
my phone to live.
except for military installations.
Yeah,
Do not do that.
I love those videos. I know we all saw that video of this dude, this jackass, this soy boy
With the
outside of a base
yeah,
recording. He gets confronted by MPs. They tell him to fucking stop. And then big old fucking
beautiful beard.
sergeant fucking MP who
Beautiful
is
beard.
not having any of it. 6'5", built from fucking mean lean creatine.
Yeah.
And he comes in and he's like, okay, so first shut the fuck up.
yeah. Yeah.
Because the guy starts like, I have a right. It was like, no, you don't.
Oh, let's interact. You're walking up to me, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what I was doing here.
Shut up.
Exactly how it went.
Shut up.
Just tells them.
He's like,
I
so what's going to
fucking
happen now
love it.
is you're going to get off of our installation. You're going to walk that way or I'm going to arrest you.
Yep.
He's like, but no, you don't.
Not here.
He is
not here.
That NCO was not fucking around.
You know,
okay?
if you
it
look-
is the fucking 20th hour of a 24-hour shift and
Yeah.
he does not fucking care.
Yeah.
You do not want to fuck with that guy.
So I have a lovely video here, and I really think you should look it up and be able to put it on the website because it amazes me how some police officers are chosen. Okay, now I will unfortunately say I'm not surprised because this was in Florida, but
You have at least 9 teeth, right?
At least.
Cool.
so police officers.
You've never fucked an alligator, right? Okay. That's close. You'd be surprised.
Police officers are arresting man. He is completely searched. He is handcuffed.
Cavity
and he's put
search,
in the
too.
back. He's put in the back of a vehicle. The officer is walking by the side of the car. An acorn.
Oh,
no lie, on
yeah.
video,
Oh, yeah.
An
Yeah,
acorn
yeah.
drops, hits the roof of the vehicle, and he yells out, "Shots fired!" Shot! And, like literally, runs and jumps behind the car and starts shooting into the back of the fucking police car.
And hold on.
And
Go ahead.
he's yelling that shots have been fired, and his captain, which is like in the front of the vehicle, also starts shooting at the fucking car. At an unarmed man sitting in the back of the car that's already been searched and everything. And as the guy is on the ground shooting, he's like, I've been hit, and he's like crawling away on all fours. And it's like,
Here's what
what the fuck?
you know what will blow your mind about that? If you look at the video, you will see.
You see the acorn fall and hit.
Oh, that's not even it, bro.
It's hilarious.
They put so many rounds in that. When I tell you, they reloaded
Crazy.
twice. They reloaded twice.
I don't anybody who's been around a fucking gun and has shot a gun will know that it's a little bit louder than a fucking acorn hitting a tree.
Yeah.
You'll see it on like.
Do you have me on TikTok? Send this to me. I can play it on the thing.
I think I have like the whole mag thing.
Send this to the whole mag.
Uh,
We're gonna play this shit.
Because it is fucking wild. You know what's even crazier about that?
That's fucking absolutely
Cox.
wild.
You know what's crazy about that? In a good way, but it doesn't show much to their training. They didn't hit him once.
I mean, thank fuck for that.
Yeah.
Because that is just literally a gift from God. Because
Yeah, they missed every shot on him, thankfully.
that is absolutely crazy. That
But
he
at the
did
same
not-
time, if he was actually a perp, they're dead.
Yeah.
Because they missed
if
every
they were
shot.
slightly competent.
Do I have the whole mag? on here?
Florida.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Let's see.
It had to. It had to
yeah.
be Florida. Of
And if
course.
some of
I
y'all
mean,
are wondering,
it's on the NBC News fucking
In-
one, but
going back onto earlier, if some of y'all are wondering why you can do it you can videotape a police station outside in a public space, but not a military base, there is security issues along with that could cause some serious problems, and that's why you're not allowed to do it. And it goes into the Constitution. You'll
my
see
phone doesn't want to load. So. Are you looking it up?
That is the most craziest shit I've ever heard. And the fact that they could not even hit, that's literally a gift from God. That's a gift from God. That is literally the craziest shit I've heard today.
Inside of that vehicle must have been shitting himself.
I was just thinking about that.
Like just sitting
yeah.
there, like flipping
No,
his
yeah,
fucking
there's
shit.
no way
like,
he was not.
No,
There
there's
was
no
on
way.
the NBC's new channel.
Cuffed in a back seat?
I need to see this
Nah,
live.
I'd be panicking like a motherfucker.
NBC News.
That's what it said. That's
All right, let's have a gander.
I asked this.
I mean, you literally
I would
look
do
up.
it
I
little bits
literally
here and
looked up cop shoots after acorn drops, and that's literally what I looked up, and it came up as like the first thing.
There are a lot of NBC News videos. I guess they're really going hard on the whole fucking TikTok thing. Jesus Christ. This was a little bit ago, wasn't it?
Not too long ago.
No, it was like a few
Is-
months. Yeah.
Within the past.
I don't understand. Like, how can you fuck up that bad? And acorn. Was that a hefty acorn? That must have been like
It was
a
on
fucking whopper.
November of last year.
That was a whopper of an acorn. It must have been. Because there's no way in hell I could hear an acorn and we're like, I'm getting shot. Acorn cop video. That's what I'm gonna put in.
You can see there's a little black dot that the circle is around. That's the acorn right there.
Jesus, ever loving Christ. God save that man. God save that man. That is why that man is living.
You know what blows my mind about this?
I think one of the
If
things
it
we
was a
should do is-
pine cone,
oh my god, that would have been hilarious.
they probably would have thought
Okay,
they got
here it
hit immediately. Oh, here we go.
Couldn't even fucking hear it on the audio, dude. The tiniest little dink.
Yep.
Wait for it. Oh, is this some of the cam?
The littlest acorn.
Yeah. It's like
Yep, and he runs around to the back, he trips. He's like crawling and rolling. Okay. Other officer's like, what?
Hold on.
I'm hit. Are you fucking for real?
I'm good.
Fired. Get him
Yep.
out of here. He does. Are you fucking for real?
I
think
don't know if he is still in the force, but I
No,
I
yeah,
he's gotta be out.
yeah.
Fucking
There's got to be some
This
kind of
guy
fucking
is
follow up.
on a
If
fucking.
he's still in the force, he's getting made fun of.
He is on a
every
fucking
hard.
hair
Yeah.
trigger. That guy better be a fucking veteran with PTSD because there is no fucking reason you could hear an acorn dink the top
Did
of
you
your
hear
car.
the fear in his voice?
Yeah,
Dude,
he was
legit
terrified.
thought he was
You
being
can
shot
actually hear
at.
the fucking dink, like the
He,
ding of
he
the
heard an
fucking car.
AK-47.
Barely hear something.
Yeah.
I'm at a loss for words. There is no way any of us would have heard a fucking acorn.
No.
He's like as tall as the fucking vehicle. He could see the fucker bounce off and roll.
I mean, you could tell that was a
That was a body cam. It
shoulder
was like
slash body cam,
a chest.
chest.
It's like in there, like
So
your top,
he
your pec.
is literally
Yeah.
taller than the fucking vehicle. He should have been able to easily
He should have been
see
like,
that.
and see it bounce off and roll, and be like, the sound alone of just the tiniest little dink, and him being like, "It's a fucking howitzer."
Fucking Howard.
Like
What blows
he's
my
about to be
mind-
fucking bombed.
What
Like,
blows my
oh my
mind
god.
is if you put a silencer on a weapon, it'd be louder than what
And
that
not to
was.
mention, this guy was just searched.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, he didn't have a weapon.
The deepest
searched and handcuffed.
the deepest keystered firearm in record. That shit was so up there. Oh my god! Not even Epstein could find that shit. That is crazy.
It was bad. And from what I hear,
Fully
when
disassembled too.
Sorry.
He assembled it in the back
Let
of
me
the
be
car.
more topical. Not even Diddy could find that.
Oh my god.
That's deep. Okay.
from what I understand, though, they did get repercussions. They're going to court, and
Oh no, dude! I would. Oh my god, he's getting paid.
as far as I'm tracking, the
He is
city.
getting paid.
As far as I'm tracking, the city and the police department are on his side.
I do not think that they're gonna settle. There's no way in hell they're gonna fight that shit.
Oh fuck.
That's
no.
gonna be too damn embarrassing for them to get blasted a second time.
Do you know how much social media has probably ripped them a hole?
I guarantee you they can't go
Oh,
on.
dude, you know what? I don't.
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't even imagine how the cop feels. Can you imagine how you would feel
If this was a severe moment of like, yeah, he's gone through some
I
shit.
really hope
if he has
later on-
PTSD and it's like it's a thing? Then I kind of feel really bad.
But you can guarantee if that's the
And
case,
honestly,
afterwards,
I think that should be a disqualifier to be a police
Yeah.
officer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you have PTSD, you should not be a police officer.
Yep.
Just saying. That's the hunch. Especially if you're gonna pop off with an acorn. Just
'cause,
saying.
I mean, you got to think about this too. If they do that shit and there was an acorn and they opened fire,
oh my god.
and this motherfucker he survives, but still the guilt you probably
God,
feel
dude.
afterwards,
Dude,
is probably ridiculous.
Fucking intense.
I wonder what his reaction was the first time he watched his own body cam video and actually saw the acorn and was like, oh,
But
Yeah.
then
no.
to say,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the cop
Oh,
was hit by
no.
something.
You remember when your
maybe
mom
there
told
was
you to
like
go out
some
and-
ricochet or something, or some bad spalling that happened off of something. Because there's no way in hell you can hallucinate
Yeah,
getting hit.
it must have done something. But you remember he probably
I mean,
felt.
he did trip.
The psychotic break. Oh, he just pulled a hammy. That
but
slight burning
talking about
feeling.
when he saw that video, you know when your mom told you to take out the chicken when you got back from school and thaw it out, and she tells you you're on way in 2 minutes, and you didn't bring it out. He felt that.
When so what happened is he had a tiger bomb in his pocket and he fell when he tripped when he was running away from the acorn.
And it heated up.
It broke, and so he had this weird burning feeling. That's what the shot was.
Yeah, that's what it was. He was
Yeah.
hit from that.
That's crazy. So in Diddy news, I'm loving all of the memes coming out of it. Did he do it? Love that. That is
Diddy
just
did
great. Yeah, let's talk
I
about.
haven't
Of
heard
course, this
anything
is all alleged. Crazy
It's
shit.
always alleged.
I'm not sure what you guys have heard about that.
I haven't heard.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
You haven't heard anything?
No.
You
No,
haven't
about
heard
P-
anything?
P. Diddy.
I haven't
yeah,
heard
Yeah.
anything about
So Dio and I have heard that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Spicy.
I'm a fucking weirdo who only plays video games and
Usher
shit.
apparently was like 13 years old when he was invited to Diddy's house,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
his parents were like, "Yeah, cool, it's the 80s."
Yeah.
Or like however fucking old he was,
Yeah.
and apparently Usher saw some fucked up shit, like some weird sex shit. Diddy might be gay, and into
Might.
some nasty, not good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Of the trafficking sorts. I don't know. What do you know?
So I can't say for sure exactly. Like,
No,
info-
just full blast.
I-
Is Diddy a gold miner, but in the asshole?
yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Fudgebacker.
Would you call
Yes.
him Gagdolf the Gay?
Yes. I just can't come up with the words exactly. But fuck, he did it, dude.
Gagdolf
Diddy did it.
the Gay.
Like,
I tell you what,
Diddy-diddy-do.
dude. I it's
I'm actually
when I
gonna,
heard the stuff going
I'm actually
on.
gonna look it up.
Oh
'cause-
yeah, do.
What's up, brothers?
When I heard that stuff, I was one. I'd never cared for Diddy's music. I never really listened to any of it.
Yeah.
I honestly can't.
I
think
might
of
have
an
did.
actual
I
song
can't even.
right now.
I can't even think of any music that he's done. It's crazy, man. And I honestly think that, tragically, that a lot of that shit goes on in Hollywood, dude. Like you have all these people with all this money, and people's morality apparently seems to be quite easy
Have
to purchase.
you watched the movie about Nickelodeon? The backstage stuff?
No, I haven't seen it.
I've heard plenty. I've heard plenty about it. I've read up on stories.
I recommend watching it.
Wow.
I really
That
do.
is
Like,
some heavy stuff.
Yeah.
That is some heavy stuff there. I think that it was it's honestly it's so gross. It's just the most gross thing. Drake Bell's whole thing is just so tragic, dude. His encounter with a fan
Oh, okay, I found something over Diddy.
who was doing like some crazy, like wild stalker, fucking crazed fan shit, accusing him
Oh,
of all this shit
was-
because he was like, "Stop it, relax, leave me alone."
Yeah, I have found out
You're a child.
the article on Diddy if you want to
Alright.
get back into it. in a
And
bit.
here we have Dylan with "Diddy Do It."
Dylan.
Actually, it's funny because this song is called "Bassoon Diddy."
No, but yeah,